Hello, fellow human! Welcome back to another Dank Doggo / Choosing Beggars. We have 6 stories in total for you guys today. The first story is posted by you / Fox in Socks with the title of She Wants My Boyfriend to Buy Different Flowers so she can post on the social media. So my boyfriends buy me really unique bouquets or arrangement of flowers every now and then and sends them to my office. It always goes to the receptionist first as she has to check in all the deliveries. So one day she calls me up, says I have a gift at the front, so I head downstairs. I go to grab them and she asks me to wait and back up so she can get the perfect picture of them. I was confused, but I let her take the pic because they were beautiful. I see her on her Snapchat, she took a pic of them captioning, "Thanks so much, babe. I love the flowers." I mean, whatever, that's pathetic, but who cares? She's known to do that all the time. Take pics of other people's cars, jewelries, etc. and claim it as her own on the social media. Anyhow, I get another call months later for a gift at the front. Now this time I go down and she is picking out the flowers which she doesn't like. I ask her what the hell is she doing? And she says she wants to take another pic but doesn't really like the arrangement this time and maybe next time he should get the roses? I snatch the flowers away and tell her off because, wow! Maybe buy your own flowers then? After writing this out, it seems pretty stupid to get heated as I did at the moment, but I was so shocked that she didn't find anything wrong with what she was doing. I've been wanting to rant about that for a while now, lol. Well, that's one very insecure beggar, and if I were OP, then I would have just filmed her and report her for vandalism. On to the second story, written by you / Miriam22. CB mom demands access to my swimming pool. I had this rather amazing run-in with a choosing beggar last week, and boy was it entertaining and infuriating. I'm renting a 1-story house with private swimming pool with my wife. The house is a part of a small neighborhood of 6 houses in total, 2 of which are slightly bigger than others and have private pool each. Those are a fair bit of expensive for obvious reasons. Last week someone knocks on my door and I go open it. Outside is a smiling woman with 2 kids. CB, hello, I'm Duckface from the next door. We thought we'd use the pool. Me, confused as hell and a bit stunned. Oh, you did you? I now also notice that they are all carrying towels and have swimsuits on. Me, I don't really like lending it out, I'm afraid, so I think I'll have to say no. CB, oh, but the rents give me access to the pool when I want, said in a very smug way as if she's calling me an idiot. Me, you're not paying the rent for my house and I know the owner. Doesn't include the use of the pool in the contract. I know this because he's a close friend of my wife and I happen to be the one who wrote the contract as well as having translated the guy's ads for Facebook and such. CB, well, it's in the lease, so you don't really have any choice, do you? At this point, I just ask my wife to call up the owner and he confirms that he hasn't said anything about her being allowed to use the pool and that the contract doesn't mention it. I tell her this, but since she has kids, I tell her that I will allow her to come to use the pool perhaps once a month, as long as she gives me 1 week's notice or so. This is not good enough for Duckface. She demands immediate access to the pool, as well as further use whenever she feels like it. This, of course, results me withdrawing my kind offer and her stomping away screaming about getting me kicked out. Later, the owner shows up, having heard her screaming through the phone and warns her sternly that she will be kicked out if she makes any more trouble. I don't think she'll be staying here for long. Edit, silver? Really? My kids can't swim in silver, duck faces. Edit 2, god darn it, I thought I made myself clear. My kids can't eat Reddit golds and silver, people. At least give me some exposure so I can put food on my darn table. Wow, a combination of entitled parent and choosing beggar at the same time. On to the third story shared by you / Churter to Chur. Old couple tried to take our seats on a plane. Few years ago, my significant other and I planned a 3-month trip around the world. Our first flight was from New Zealand to LA, 12 to 13 hours. We booked and paid for our flights, and I added the premium economy seats as I'm 6'3" and wanted the extra legroom. Cost an extra $60. This flight was with Air New Zealand. The screen has your name on it when you get to your seat. Welcome, Churter the Chur. We got on the plane, find our seats, and there is a older couple sitting there, mid-70s. Ask them if they got confused with their seat's number. They hadn't. I showed them my ticket and seat number and point to my name on the screen. They asked me just sit in their seat, which was 10 rows back, no legroom. Me, you want me to sit in your seats? OCB, old choosing beggars. Yes, that could be nice, thank you. Me, I paid for these seats and I would like to sit in them. Please move to your seats. OCB, oh, it's not that bad. There's plenty of legroom. Me, yeah, there's plenty of legroom in my seats because I paid for it. I'll help you move your bag if you need. Flight attendant, FA, comes along because the line is getting long. OCB, this man wants us to move seats. FA, sir, please go to your allocated seats. Me, here's my ticket. These people are sitting in my seats. I paid extra because I need space for my legs. FA to all people, excuse me, you have to move to your own seats as you have not paid for these seats. All people, well, can we please have an upgrade? FA, sorry, this is a full flight, so that's not possible. All people, Pikachu face. I got some stink eyes from other people on the flight. I paid for the extra legroom and I need it. I mean, what? Those who look at OP with their stinks eyes can always donate and give up their seats to the beggars then. Looks like to me that there were a lot of beggars and entitled people on that plane. On to the third story shared by u/EVRRTT. My mother kicked me out before Christmas, but still asked me when she was going to receive her gift that I bought for her. Probably not as choosy beggars as others, but earlier this month, my mother kicked me out and tried to have me sectioned. She made it clear that I was never welcome back at home. For Christmas, I had planned to send her away to the Azores, a beautiful cluster of islands off the coast of Portugal in the Atlantic, for her and my stepfather in the springtime for a week, flights, a villa, and all paid for. My younger sister let slip that I had arranged this for her, and on Christmas Day, after 3 weeks of no contact between us, I get the text reading, "Hey, hope you're having a good Christmas. Missing you. Just wanted to know when you're going to send us our holiday that you bought for us. You can set it in the post if you want, so we don't have to see each other. It is so nice that you have done this for us. Thank you and have a good New Year, X." I was fuming. I replied with, "Sorry, think you have the wrong number," and gifted it to my brother and his girlfriend as their first holiday away. The nerve! For everyone being like, "But how can you afford to send your parents on holiday if you live at home?" I was discharged from hospital on the basis that I was live at home where I could be looked after while I recovered. I had virtually no expenses while living at home, and I live in the UK where the Azores is only 2 hours away from a plane. Brilliant way how OP handled that, giving it to someone much more deserving while also indirectly sending a huge screw you to the beggar parent. On to the fourth story shared by u/shy girl turned sassy. My stepsister-in-law wanted me to leave everything I have to her kids. My stepsister-in-law is the kind of person who couldn't fathom why any woman would not want to become a mother. She's always been critical of my choice to be child-free. She always made some catty comments about how I'll never know true happiness. However, when I saw her a few days ago at my dad's birthday party, she seemed to have done a complete 180. She told me again and again how she's supportive of my life choices and shouldn't have kids if I don't want them. I didn't know what to make of this. I just said something like, okay, thanks. But my gut told me that there was more to her sudden acceptance than she was letting on. The phone call I received from her yesterday proved my gut instincts right. She started off with the usual, "How are you? We need to get together soon," BS. Then she begged and not to subtly inquire about my finances. What sort of savings do I have? How much do I make every year, etc. I of course got irritated and asked her what she meant and come to the ducking point. She giggled and replied, "Well, since you won't be having kids of your own, why don't you make my children your heirs?" I didn't know whether to laugh like a maniacal villain or just get pissed. I decided to let her just go on. Sister-in-law, as you know, your brother and I are planning to have at least 4 kids. They already have 1. So when they were born, you can leave equal portions of your estates to all of them. Me, Sister-in-law, you and that boyfriend of yours, you said that you won't get married, so it's not like you have to leave anything for him, right? Me, really? Sister-in-law, yeah, so I thought instead of your life savings going to waste, they can just go to your family. Me, after I'm dead. Sister-in-law, yes! Me, do you plan to make it look like a suicide or an accident? Sister-in-law, what? Me, since you have planned all of this, you must have made some plans to off me, right? Go on, tell me what it is. Is this something super creative and unusual? Sister-in-law, angry in the way that D-bag get when you call them out for their BS. How could you think that? I only suggested this so you wouldn't have burden of worrying about what would happen to your money when you're on your deathbed. Me, aren't you a sweetheart? I'll spare you the burden of worrying about me, worrying about my money by leaving everything I have to the charities I support. She started blabbering again, but before she could form a full sentence, I hung up. I also called my dad to let him know about this. This morning, I received a call from my stepbrother and he apologized profusely for what his wife has said. I told him if she ever pulled anything like this again, it will be the last time I speak to them. TLDR, my step-sister-in-law thinks because I won't breed, it automatically means that her children, a majority of which don't even exist yet, should get everything I have. Right, or Ophi could claim Reddit as her heirs, 1 penny for each person. But joking aside, there is a realistic chance that the sister-in-law might try to even hire an assassin to hit on OP and claim the heirs. On to the 5th story shared by you/nothing to see here. Brought in cake for holidays, a nurse came late and missed out. She filed a safety report with hospital management against me for not properly monitoring the cake disbursement. I work in a hospital and I was pretty well known around our unit for the cakes I make. Everyone really enjoys them and I get requests often. They take me a bit of time, so I don't usually give them away for free to people outside my family. I had numerous people asking me to please make one for the unit for our holiday potluck, and I agreed since it's the holidays. I asked around about the flavor preferences and food allergies and made one that seemed to meet all the criteria. Brought in it and left it with all the other potluck items. People apparently pounced in it, and several people took more than 1 piece. It was gone under an hour. I was flattered by how quickly it went. Unfortunately, one of the nurses who pestered me the most to bring in the cake got there too late and it was gone. She came to the office and asked where the cake was, and I said it was eaten already. She got so upset and told me I should have cut a piece for her and saved it because she wanted more than everybody. I told her if she wanted so badly, she should have gone out and grabbed a piece herself when we put out the food. She stormed off and I didn't really think much about it. 2 days later, I get called by my manager saying a safety report was filed by that nurse because I failed to supervise disbursement of the cake and allowed people to take multiple pieces of cakes before others had a piece. In the section for how this safety event could have been avoided, she wrote that I should have baked multiple cakes, enough to feed at least a number of people working there twice, to allow for seconds. That would literally be around 50 to 60 pieces of cakes. Stayed with the cakes until they were completely dispersed and made multiple announcements to inform people to the cakes that were available. And lastly, pre-cut the cakes into acceptable size servings. She then specified 2.5 inches square and saved pieces for those who most wanted the cake. I couldn't believe she used a hospital safety report for a darn cake. I informed my manager that this would never be a problem again because I will never bake another cake for the unit again. I've not said much of anything to others, but rumors are already out there about what she did, and when asked, I've just confirmed that she did do this. Since others were disappointed about no more cakes, I've decided I would make a cake in the future, but only for a gathering outside the hospital. I mean, how did the boss not laugh their butt off and rolling on the floor after reading something so ridiculous? On to the final story shared by you/nothing to see here. CB relatives want to use my vacation home for free. It's an investment, not a spare home. I have a condo at a resort in a popular vacation spot. I run it as a business. The resort rents it out for me as it's a part of the hotel and keeps a percentage. I bought it during the last recession. It was cheap. I'm not rich with extra homes just lying around not being used. It is an extra income and I depend on it because I'm an IT contractor. So I am unemployed for at least a month, a year on average, so the income is necessary. Importantly, to have it count as a business, not a home, I can't use it more than a few days a year. This year, I let my sister have all of my personal use days as an anniversary gift. In comes CB relative, CBR, who found out from my sister that I let her use my property as a 25th anniversary for free. CBR called me up today to let me know she's taking her family on a vacation and wants to use my condo. I told her she can book it through the VRBO and I gave her discount code, which is my standard family discount. My family discount basically discounts it to a point that I make nothing from the rental after fees to the resort. I text her to a link to the property and tell her how to book with a coupon. She starts asking if it was available and I told her I didn't know, she'd have to check on the VRBO. She asked how much. Again, I don't know on the top of my head because I don't set the price, the resort does based on the demand. She starts to get heated and says I'm not being helpful, and I told her I can't do anything myself. If I wanted to use it myself, I'd have to book it the same way. She calls back and tells me it won't let her book. I hop on the VRBO and check, it says that it's not available for those dates. One of the days is already booked. She asked if I can cancel it. I said no because I don't manage it, and I would have to pay the full price for the person to stay somewhere else in the resort. She's upset, I can tell, but changes the date. The day was booked, it was the end of her stay. Then she sees the price and calls me back upset that it would be around 2,500 USD. I told her that this is the best I can do. She asked why it isn't free. I said it's a resort and part of that is 15 bucks per person per day, and she has 5 people staying for 12 days and that's $900. Then there's a $300 cleaning fee and I have to pay taxes and fees on the rental, which is the most of the rest. She gets mad and asks why she can't use it for free like my sister. She said some choice words about me being greedy and tried to ruin their vacation. I was done at this point and told her straight up that she has to pay because she's a cousin, not my sister. It's not her 25th anniversary. I didn't have to give you anything, since this is the first time she's called in 3 years and only to ask for a handout. It's great that OP have set the boundaries very clear with his family so beggars like this will not overstep thinking they deserve or entitled to something more. That's it for today, fellow humans. Thanks for watching. Dank Doggo appreciates your time. If you enjoy our content and want to see more of us, stay tuned and subscribe. Don't forget to smash that like button and ring the bell or Doggo will cry. Also, you can always tell us, your friendly neighbor Doggo, your experiences in the comment section. I'll try to catch up with you guys later in the next video.